This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Elbe Valley. But before that, this video is brought to you by Semper Buffo and Crisby 1205. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Elbe Valley map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this is a PC-only map. This is also a 4X map. So I highly doubt that we're going to see this come to consoles because of a couple multiple reasons, but mainly because this is a 4X map and it is having required mods that are PC only. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of the description. Welcome to beautiful Elbe Valley. The landscape includes the original German region of Dresden-East and then a few other areas for which I can't pronounce. The terrain is partially extremely mountainous and partially flat. In contrast to the terrain, the infrastructure is fictitious. This is a 4X map. There are a total of 72 fields, with field sizes ranging from 1 hectare to 37. There are 3 prepared farms available in multiplayer in Farm Manager mode only. Now that's not if you load this map up in single player in Farm Manager. In multiplayer in Farm Manager, there are 3 built out farms. If you load this map up in new farmer mode in single player, just the main starting farm is built. The other areas are completely empty and are available for construction of your own farms if you wish. If you load this map up in single player and Farm Manager mode, then there are no farms built out. So it's kind of an interesting setup. There are 54 pre-installed productions. Now I counted 51, but I mean, we're not going to split hairs between 54 and 51. There is a heck of a lot of productions pre-placed on this map. Now, a lot of these productions are going to require energy, so you will need the production Revamp mod as one of the required mods. In addition, this map has rye, spelt, white cabbage, red cabbage, onions, poppy, carrots, parsnips, and red beets. There are 29 points of sale, 133 purchasable lands, numerous forests in the south and north. All standard products are also available for sale on this map. In fact, everything can be sold. Everything can be sold on this map. Large stables with expanded capacities, a water extraction point located near the greenhouses, adjusted growing times. So it sounds like we're going to have a modified growth schedule. Own customized trailers and harvest vehicles for the custom crops. 2 train routes to drive yourself. Both train routes are completely passable. Several open spaces for you to build your own. There are no collectibles on this map, and just a general note. The railway signals of both train routes should be taken seriously in the area of the main courtyard and the city, meaning you could get yourself run over by a train. So with that said, let's go ahead and load in. This map does have some required mods. Those required mods are the digital display, as well as the haul pack and production revamp. In addition to those 3 required mods, we are going to use the mods we typically use when we take a look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, animal food overview, field lease, field calculator, precision farming, and straw harvest. As I mentioned earlier, if you load this map up in single player Farm Manager or start from scratch, none of the farms are built out, there is no starting machinery, and you do not own any land. If you happen to load this map up in multiplayer and select Farm Manager specifically, then this map will be built out with 3 farms pre-built. Also, all 3 farms will have the same starting machinery as we have here in New Farmer mode. We're going to run down through all 3 starting farms here a little bit later in the video. But for now, let's go ahead and see what this place looks like in single player. When we load in for the very first time, we have a nice image of the map itself, and we have various color dots to indicate various main points of interest. Specifically, we have Hof Nord to the north. We have our main starting farm, kind of center right there by the river. And then to the south, we have Hof South, then a couple other kind of points of interest as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map itself. Again, this is a 4X map, so all these fields are going to be much larger than they would initially appear just on this PDA. As I mentioned, we have all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22. In addition, we have spelt, onion, carrots, red beet, parsnips, white and red cabbage, rye, and poppy. If we take a look at our farmland screen, you'll see we start out by owning farmland ID 73. That is the main starting farm. That can be bought for $107,492 in any alternate game mode. We also own farmland ID 39, 44, 45, and 48. Those are fields 39, 44, 45, and 48, respectively. In addition to that, we have a buildable area to the north, farmland ID 74. That is Nord Farm North, if you will, in a multiplayer. That can be bought for $111,000. We also have a buildable plot here in farmland ID 78. That can be bought for $12,000. We have another one right here, farmland ID 80. That is a buildable area that can be bought for $6,000, as well as farmland ID 81 for $10,718. We have a buildable area, farmland ID 79 for $8,400. We have the Nord South, the southern farm, again in multiplayer. That area can be bought for $105,000, and it is completely blank in single player modes. Then we have farmland ID 82. Again, it's a buildable area that can be bought for $14,000. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands, how large those farmlands are, if those farmlands include any field or fields, what is included. Then lastly, how much is any one of these farmlands going to cost us? You can see now that the farmland and field numbers are lining up exactly, which is always a great thing to see. So from farmland 1 to 72, those are going to correspond with fields 1 to 72. And then we get into the farmlands that do not have any fields after that. And then let's go ahead and cross-reference our field calculator screen. This is going to show us the specific sizes of each particular field. So of the fields we own at the start, we have field 39 at 2.6 hectares, field 44 at 9.43, 44 at 10.07, and our largest field, field 48 at 19.36. Let's go ahead and just kind of slowly scroll through the rest of this list. And again, at any point in time, you can pause the video to get a closer look at any one of these particular fields and their field sizes. Let's jump up and see how the soil map is being applied to these fields. We are making use of the generic soil map here on this map, and specifically the fields we own at the start. 49, 44, and 45 are mostly loam, whereas field 48 is either loamy sand or sandy loam. Take a look at our crop counter. Here we have the crop counter listed with custom growth schedules, again for spelt, onions, white cabbage, red cabbage, rye, and poppy. As I mentioned earlier, we can indeed sell everything. And when I say everything, I literally mean everything. So yes, we can sell all of our base game crops. We can sell all of our animal outputs. We can sell all of our silage, hay, straw, and grass. We can sell all of our base game productions. We can sell all of our solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, manure, pig food. We have sell points and buy points for lime. We have also the ability to sell stones at multiple locations. We also have the ability to sell all of the platinum expansion production items. So if you want to get into platinum expansion, when you have multiple sell points that'll work for that, we also have multiple sell points that'll work for our premium expansion productions and crops, as well as our separated manure for pumps and hoses. Now, with respect to our new crops and new productions, we have poppy, rye, spelt. We have our carrots, red beets, and parsnips from premium. We have onions, red and white cabbage. We have empty pallets, compost, baked poppy, tomato juice, strawberry juice, carrot and onion juice. We have buns, poppy seed buns, popcorn, oatmeal, potato pancakes, salt, cream, strawberry ice cream, chocolate ice cream, french fries, mashed potatoes, pomettes, vinegar, tomato salad, green and potato salad, regular, like garden salad and potato salad. We have canned vegetables. We have stew. We have sour canned fruit, pickled olives. We have strawberry cream cake. We have pralines, soy drink, oat drink, wheat semolia, pasta, spaghetti, cardboard, vitamins. We have sodium chloride. We have carp, pike, and salmon fish, fish feed, fish flour, soy flour, pizza, carrot salad, coleslaw, brine, stone salt. We have sugar beet syrup, wooden toys, chicken feed, goat milk, goat cheese. We have lunch boxes, beeswax, wicks, candles, tea lights. And then we move into our straw harvest fill types. So we have hay pellets and straw pellets. Yes, we can pretty much sell everything. And we will be having a section a little bit later on in the video where we're going to do a deep dive into the deep end of all of the productions. So if you are looking to get into production on this map, that is a segment that you likely will not want to miss. As far as our starting vehicles here in New Farmer Mode, and in fact, we have the same starting vehicles in all of 3 farms in multiplayer. They're all owned, none of them are leased, and they're all well maintained. We do have animals to start. We have a sheep barn, we have a feeding robot, cow barn, we have a goat barn, pigsty, and chicken coop. In fact, these are the animals that we have at all 3 farms, again, in multiplayer mode. We will be doing farm tours across all 3 of those farms here in a little bit. We do have contracts available as far as production chains owned at the start in New Farmer Mode. At our starting farm, we have energy storage, we have grass silage fermenter, and then we have a hay dryer. And this is showing the production revamp enhancements. If you've never played with production revamp, I do have a video on that. I will try to remember to put a link to that down in the description below, as well as put a little tick mark up here in the upper right corner. But production revamp is something that you will need to watch and fully understand, because it does greatly complex and greatly expand, revamp, if you will, the production aspects of Farming Simulator 22. Lastly, this map does not have any collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting fleet. We start out with various customized trailers. We have a liquid trailer here that's been set up to store various liquid fill types that are part of this map. We have the Radium 255 trailer that has been set up to store various new fill types that are, again, part of this particular map. We have the Krone Profiliner, which has also been set up to hold all the various fill types that are new across this map. The MKS-8 liquid trailer, again, also has been modified to hold all of the custom fill types that are part of this map. And all of these are mods that are coming with the map itself. Small tractor, we have the Rigitrack SKE50 electric tractor. We then move up to our large tractors, where the John Deere 8R410 and the Kloss Axion 960. We have the Man TGS 18500 4x4 truck, as well as the New Holland CR1090 harvester. The harvester is paired up with the Superflex 45-foot header, which is also a header trailer. We have the Krone Big M 450 self-propelled mower, the 2017 pickup truck. We have the Brandner DD 24073/2 XXL trailer. We have the Pottinger TerraSim C6F planter, and it has been set up to work with some of the new crops, but not all. So you'll also need a planter to work with the other new crops that are available on this map. We have the EcoMat plow. We have then our Fanex 904 tedder, as well as the Samez Z2 840H windrower. We have the Pottinger Jumbo 120D Combi Line forage wagon. We have the Pottinger Impress round baler and wrapper combo. We have the sorry, I just found this funny that on this large 4X map, our bale transport is the 3-point hitch, front and rear loading, round bales, trailer, attachment, picker upper thing that holds 2 bales at once. Sorry, that was just completely funny to me. We have the Quickie Q3M front loader arms. We have also 4 front loader arms, universal bucket and bale spike. And then we round it out with a 750 kilogram front weight. Taking a look at our mods and DLCs, we do have custom vehicles and implements that are part of this map. We've already taken a look at the MKS-8, the MKS-35, the Profiliner. We have a Silver Star that is set up for transporting goats, 38 goats, as well as 416 chickens can be transported in this trailer. We have the Fliegel Noah TTW 140 trailed animal trailer. Again, it's been set up to haul 13 goats, 86 chickens, as well as our other animals. We have the Panther 2 Ropa that has been set up for our root crops, and we can harvest sugar beets, potatoes, carrots, red beets, parsnips, red and regular cabbage, as well as onions. We've got our header for that. We have the Ropa Tiger 6S that is, again, has been set up for all of those vegetables and root crops. We have the header for that. We have the Trailed Keeler 2. Again, it's been set up for these new root crops. We have the header trailer for the Ropa. Then we have the Grimmy Ventnor, Evo, and the toppers for those that have also been set up again for those additional root crops. We have the Grimmy Rextor that again has been set up for those root crops, as well as the Rootster. And then we have our Pace Setter trailer that again has been set up for all the various fill types that are included with this particular map. And then lastly, we have the Radium 255 that we've already seen with our starting fleet. With that, I'm just going to tab up to our starting farm. Again, we are here in new farmer mode. So we have our farmhouse, and this is again going to be at Farmland ID 73. That is the main starting farm right here, approximately centered to the map. So we have one of our sheds with solar panels. Here we have energy storage. This is going to be a silo to store various forage products. We have bale and pallet storage. We have 2 very large silos. This is going to be for storing our grains. We have dump and fill points for trailers, as well as dump and fill points for train. This one's got for both lines. Cross through here. We have a ramp for loading onto flatbeds. And here we have a root crop silo. Again, we have dump and fill points for trailer and train. Both lines. Here we have storage, kind of underground storage to again transfer and fill liquids and solids to and from the train. See our train lines coming across with liquid tankers, flatbed trailers, as well as grain trailers and forestry log trailers. Here we have our sheep area. We have our cow area with feeding robot. Manure heap. This is going to be our goat area. We're going to buy the goats here in a little bit. We have our pig area. Our chickens. The wash bay. We have some vehicle and implement storage sheds also located here. We have storage for liquid fertilizer, for herbicide, methane, and energy recharge. We have manure storage. And then we have storage silo for lime, seed, and solid fertilizer. And that is the main starting farm here. Across from the main starting farm, we have some greenhouses. We also have our fermenter and our hay dryer over here. Now, this is on land that we'll need to purchase in order to make use of that. With that, let's go ahead and buy some animals. We'll take a look at our animal feed requirements and see if they are changed. Our chicken coop is going to hold 1,440 chickens, and we do have the enhanced animals here, so we could get ducks, ducklings, and little chicks. In our cow area, 2,000 cows, and we have calves, regular cows, we have bulls, we have Angus. All right, we got a nice mix here. 2,000 in here. For our sheeps, 650. And we have lambs, rams, and sheep. We have our food. We have our wool. For our goats, we've got baby goats, regular goats, and male goats. And so we have our straw trigger, we have our food trigger, and we have our milk trigger there for our goats. And then 1,080 pigs available there. Let's go ahead and pick those up. And that should be all of the animals. So let's go ahead and take a look at our animal food requirements. Fairly standard for our cows. Sheep are going to be grass, hay pellets, and hay. Goats are going to be grass, hay, and hay pellets. Pigs looks pretty standard here. Even with the additional root crops that have not been added to our pig food. Horses are fairly standard, so all of the animals have fairly standard food requirements. Now, this map is rather interesting because we actually have some different farms built out if we load this map up in multiplayer. Now, if we simply load this map up in Farm Manager in single player, you will not have these farms built out. In fact, as I've already said, in single player Farm Manager, there are no buildings on any of the farms. If you load the map up, you do not own any machinery. It's a complete blank slate. But in multiplayer, if you load up in Farm Manager, this is what you have. So we have the main starting farm, again, exactly how we see it in single player mode, except we do not own any land. So if we go to our lands, we do not own any land. So we'll have to buy the farm itself, and then we'll have to buy other land. And we have basically $2.5 million to do that with. We have two other farms built out. We have Hof Nord, the northern farm, and Hof Sud, the southern farm, again with $2.5 million. So if we join the Hof Nord and we tab up to it, you'll see we're now up here at Farmland ID 74. This is where we are. So this is Hof Nord. So you would have to buy this farm if you were playing this farm in multiplayer. And you would have the exact same starting machinery as you do at the main starting farm. In fact, all three farms have the exact same starting machinery in multiplayer. Now let's do the farm tour here in Hof Nord. Now, just like the main farm, we have our farmhouse. We have our pickup truck. And then we're going to have a large root crop silo. And that's going to have then a board here listing what is available for storage in this silo and how much we have stored in here. We have dump and fill points for trailers as well as train. We have a large contractor yard shed with solar panels. We have a secondary silo right here. Now this one, again, is going to be for root crops. The other one is more grain. Dump and fill point, trailer, and train. We have liquid and solid. Again, this is going to be transferring product to and from the train, as well as a signboard to let us know what's stored in there. We have a ramp to load flatbed trailers. Maybe you load it with pallets and such. Now these greenhouses, they are on their own independent viable land. We have a wash bay. We have DEF and diesel storage. We have liquid fertilizer, herbicide storage, as well as lime, seed, and solid fertilizer storage. More machine sheds. We have a fermenter. We have a hay dryer. Then behind both of those, we have another buildable plot. Now this plot is not tied to the farmland. You will have to buy that separate. I believe that's farmland ID 78. Some more implement storage. Then we're coming around to our animal areas. So we have our chickens. We have our pigs. We have our feeding robot cow area. We have manure storage. We have a manure heap for our cows. We have goats. And we have sheep. And all of our starting machinery is basically stored within here. Then we have bale and pallet storage. Again, that is the northern farm. Now let's go and join the southern farm. And we'll tab down to that one. Again, we have our farmhouse, our pickup truck, large machine storage bays. And then this farm is kind of multi-level. Down below the farmhouse, we have some of our animal pens. We have our pigs. We have our sheep, our goats, and our cows, complete with manure heap. Back up on the main level, we have our chickens. We have our herbicide and liquid fertilizer storage. We have our 2 storage silos, again with trailer dumps, train dumps, and information panels. There's our second silo. We have our ramp. We have DEF and diesel storage. We have pallet storage. We have the general transfer of products to and from the train, as well as underground storage. Then we've got our lime, we've got our seed, and we have our solid fertilizer storage. This is our feed storage. I believe that on the second farm was in behind the farmhouse. We have methane station, electrical charging station, manure storage, and the like. And everything at all of the farms, as I've already said, can be sold. So all of these farmland areas are completely and totally customizable. And with that, let's go ahead and jump back over into single player and continue with our normal progress of our video. Let's do a rundown of the productions that are on this map. Went ahead and bought all the productions that are available. So we're going to do a rundown through that. Now again, we're making use of Production Revamp. So if you are not familiar with Production Revamp, please either pause this video, go check out the Production Revamp video and come back to here, or immediately after this video, go check out Production Revamp, and things will make a lot more sense after you fully understand that. So part of the Production Revamp are these little icons next to each production. And basically that is telling us if we have parallel production or serial production. Parallel production means that I can run multiple things without impacting my output, whereas serial production means that if I enable multiple things, that ultimately my production is going to be affected, because it's going to take turns doing one thing, then doing the next thing, doing the next thing, then doing the next thing. Whereas with parallel production, it's going to be able to produce all things at the same time. Now, with respect to then our recipes, there are changes also. So here for bread, we're going to require electrical charge and flour, and we're going to need either salt or empty pallets or lunch, and we're going to get bread. Now, if we supply salt and empty pallets, we're going to get a production bonus. And if we supply salt, empty pallets, and lunch, then we're also going to get more of a production bonus. But these are either or. So you can either have one or all three or two of the three. Doesn't really matter. But ultimately, in the end, the more of these you have, the more production output you will have. Buns. We have energy, we have flour, and then we have, again, the same general mix. As well as poppy seed is going to introduce energy, flour, and baked poppies to the mix. And cake, well, we're going to require energy and flour and butter and eggs and milk and strawberries and sugar or honey or sugar beet syrup and salt or pallets or lunch to get our cakes. We have the BGA, which is going to require silage and slurry or manure or sugar beet in order to get energy, methane, and digestate. Candle production is going to be energy and wicks and beeswax and pallets to get candles. Tea light is going to be energy and wicks and sunflowers or canola and empty pallets. Then we have our canning factory, which is going to be energy and carrots or corn or tomatoes and vinegar or sugar or empty pallets or empty boxes, cardboard, or lunch in order to get our canned vegetables and pomegranates as a residue to our production. Stew, energy and red cabbage and white cabbage and carrots and onions and potatoes and corn and salt or pallets or cardboard or lunchbox, lunch tray. It's going to be stew and pomegranates. We have sour canned fruit, which is going to be energy and vinegar and white cabbage or red beets or onions and pallets or cardboard or lunch to get that. Pickled olives, it's going to be energy and olives and olive oil and pallets or cardboard or lunch. Carpentry, energy and lumber, logs or planks and pallets or cardboard to get furniture and wood chips. Wooden toys, it's going to be energy and planks and pallets or cardboard to get our wooden toys and wood chips. Our catering service, well, it's going to be salmon and pasta. It's going to be energy and salmon and cream and pasta and pallets or cardboard. Fish and fries, energy and French fries and one of two carp or pike and pallets or cardboard. Vegan menu is going to be energy and potato cake and carrot salad and green salad and pallets or cardboard. Noble grapes and goat cheese. Well, we have energy and carrot juice and grapes and goat cheese and pallets or cardboard. Kind of see the trend here where pallets and cardboard is pretty much going to be required for everything. Energy for cheese roll and oat drink. Energy and oat drink and poppy seed bun and cheese and butter. And then our optional ones. Cereal, energy and soy drink and cereal with our optionals. We have cereal, right? We've got all that. Then we have, so energy, honey, raisins, corn, and oatmeal or sugar beet syrup or oat. And then we have our pallets, cardboard, and lunch trays. And then I think you get the gist there. So we've got our butter, cheese, goat cheese. We have clothing. We have compost factory. Compost factory is basically going to be energy and pretty much anything that will rot in order to form compost. We have our confectionery. So we have our cake, strawberry cream cake, pralines. We have our dairy with butter, cream, soy drink, and oat drink. Deli salad production. We have tomato salad, green salad, potato salad, coleslaw, and carrot salad. We have our energy storage. We have our feed production. So we're going to be able to make TMR, pig food, and chicken food. From there, we have our fermenter. We have our solid fertilizer factory. So we're going to be able to make solid fertilizer, seed, herbicide, or liquid fertilizer. We have our fish farming. So our fish farming is going to basically be able to make carp, pike, and salmon as outputs. Our fish feed factory is going to make fish feed and fish flour. We have a soda factory, Frizzy Spiz, that is going to be able to make tomato juice, strawberry juice, grape juice, onion juice, and carrot juice. Our grain mill is flour, wheat, semola, soy flour, and baked poppy. We have our hay dryer. We then have multiple greenhouses for lettuce, strawberries, and tomatoes. We have honey production, chocolate and strawberry ice cream. We have chocolate production. We have popcorn, oatmeal, and potato pancake production at Myers Manufacturer. We have an oil mill, soy, sunflower, canola, and olive oil. We have our pallet production, our pasta factory for pasta and spaghetti. We have our pizza factory, potato processing for our French fries, mashed potatoes, and potato chips. We have our cardboard plant. We have a refinery for diesel and DEF production. We have salt, stone salt, and brine production at the salt and lime mine. Salt Works is going to then make salt and road salt out of that. Sorry, it's lime and stone salt. Misspoke there. We have our sawmill for our planks. Special feed and fermenting agent production. So we're going to be able to make silage additive and mineral feed. We then have our spinnery for our fabric and wick production. We have our sugar mill for sugar, vinegar, and sugar beet syrup. And then lastly, we have a sugar beet cutter. And that is all the production that is pre-placed on this map. Let's go real quick and check our build mode. We have some custom buildings that are a part of this map here in sheds, as well as silos. We have all of the various storage silos and transporting stations for the various trains. Custom silo extension for manure. Under containers, we have all of the storage items, again, that are part of this map. Here we have various signboards that are also part of the map, part of the required mods. Digital display. Under production, of course, we have the base game production, we have the expansion productions, and then we move into our custom productions that are a part of this map that are also available for placement back down. So you can see all of those listed there. There's our candle production, for example. We have some selling points that are also included with the map. We have our greenhouses, as well as some power generation. Because again, we have production revamp. We're going to need to be able to produce power various ways and store power. We have our modified animal areas that are available to put down, including goats. Then we have fairly standard ground textures and plants and trees. So that, let's get a little bit of altitude. We'll take a look around. And we'll do our fly around portion of this map. And I have to say, as I continue to age and I guess continue to have time with Farm Sim, I've been playing Farm Sim since 2016. I have to say that I used to be at a point where I would just eat up complex maps like this that had tons of production, had tons of stuff going on. But you know, in my old age, I just kind of want to shy away from these more complex maps with my own personal gameplay and just kind of focus on the basic farming. That's kind of where I am with respect to Farm Sim. I'd like to know where you all are with respect to your journey through Farm Sim. Are you still looking at things like this? Have you ever enjoyed things like this, or you kind of want the more basic, maybe laid back approach? Let me know down in the comments below. So let's kind of wind our way north. Here we have our lime and stone production. Kind of going into the mountainside here. We'll make our way up the river. Again, we're going to come back. We're going to have an extensive drive around, so we really don't need to hit every single location with the flyover. We have our candle production down there. Obviously, more production all over the place. Storage for things like slurry. Again, additional building areas where you can put down additional production, either included with the map or ads that you add to the map. So we're making our way across to the northern part of the map, and we'll make our way over to Hof Nord. And you're going to see here in single player, in all play modes, the North Farm and the South Farm are just completely blank. There's areas that are obviously decorated, and you can see where buildings should be or would be, but this area and the southern area is not going to populate unless you load the map up in multiplayer and specifically select Farm Manager. Take a look across the map. You can see a fairly hilly map for sure. Multiple terrain elevation changes. Now, to that end, as far as kind of where we are with our journey in our Farm Sim adventure, yeah, I would love for this map or this style of map to be available kind of for console players. I feel that they kind of miss out on a lot of these kind of more complex, advanced style maps because of the fact that Sony and Microsoft won't allow scripts to be run on their platforms. So directly in front of us is our starting farm. The buildings aren't rendering, but that's where that is. Our chocolatier down below from Erlengrot. Make our way across the river. So we have plenty of tunnels built in here. And train lines that run all around the map. Now we're coming down here to the southern farm. And again, this is built out in multiplayer only. In single player, it is completely void of buildings, but you can still buy this area and populate it out if you want to. We'll make our way back over to right below our starting farm, and that's where the vehicle shop is. That's where we'll grab our Mahindra and try our absolute best to hit all of these points of interest, but there's going to be just a ton of these. It is an extremely busy map. But if you like productions, if you like 4X maps, if you like maps that have a lot going on, then definitely go ahead and give this map a try. It'd be pretty cool in multiplayer. Definitely you can have, kind of teams, multiple people teams running each farm with all the fields and all the productions going on. It'd be kind of a probably be a pretty fun experience. So here we have our dealer trigger. So we can repair, customize, trade, repaint, and such. It is also marked out. We have our vehicle dealer buy trigger here at the front door of the shop. Go ahead and pick up our Mahindra. We'll see where that spawns in at. We're here on a concrete slab, so I can imagine this is where our new vehicles are going to spawn in at. We have quite a large area for them to spawn in at. And then something to note is going to be basically the exit here of the shop, right? The size of the machinery you're going to be able to buy here is going to be somewhat governed by how big the area to get out of the shop is going to be. Got this kind of little engine running around the third line here in the city. So right out from the shop, we have our single player farm built out right there. So very, very convenient. So let's talk a little bit about our scoring here. With respect to production being built in areas set aside for such, a map with 54 productions, or as I counted, 51 productions. Yeah, it's definitely has a full point there. You have our greenhouses, and each farm, this farm, the northern farm, and the southern farm, they all have these 3 greenhouses located right next to them. So we're gonna have a lettuce, tomato, and oh shoot, what is it? Lettuce, tomato, and strawberry greenhouse at each farm area. We have our water fill trigger down by the river. And a vast majority of the triggers are going to be right here in town and along the river's edge here. So we're going to do our best to try to hit up all of these. So I believe this is going to be our clothing factory. We'll have to check the map itself just to verify. Indeed, it is our clothing factory. So our other scoring metric, the ability to sell all our basic crops, production items, and animal outputs. We can literally sell everything on this map. So yes, the map is going to get a full point there as well. Farms being customizable. Now I will admit, I did not try to sell the second and third farms in multiplayer, but I will tell you in single player, you can sell literally everything at the starting farm. The only exception is I wasn't able to sell the train transfer silo stuff. That was the bulk train transfer silo. So I'm not going to deduct for that because it's way off to the side. Here we have a fill point for DEF. And we have our diesel fill point. Then around the back we have a sell point here at the gas station. Then inside here we kind of have a residential area, shops, mixed use zoning, large church. Got our dump point there. Coming around to our kind of our train depot. Got a passenger train sitting here. Pretty cool setup. Pretty cool setup indeed. Sell point here at the hotel. Then with respect to buildings where appropriate are using the new texturing technique. Yes, these are for the most part, again, buildings from... Are you serious? I just got hit with a $246 speeding ticket. What was I saying? Buildings where appropriate are using the new texturing technique. Yes, I do feel that they are indeed. Because these are buildings from all three maps: Holt Belleroon, Elm Creek, and Erlengrot. Oh, up here we've got several things going on. Let's go ahead and pull the map up again. So we have a train transfer area. We have a debris crusher over here to the right, as well as a fruit trade. We have our candle production directly ahead. More rent train triggers going on. We missed our confectionery shop. Delicatessens, men's fashion, toy store. I think we hit the hotel. We saw the hotel. And then I got my speeding ticket and got completely confused. A lot of buying stations. Fairly complex road network on this map, so it's going to take a while if you were playing on this to kind of get a good grasp as to where things were, what roads you need to take. So we have our interactive icon, pallet spawn point here at the candle factory, and dump point around the back. We have an interesting production collection we have here on this map. Oh, I was going to say this. Hopefully we won't get another fine. There we go, hit with another one. $619. Oh, you're just going to go broke. Can't play this map. I'm going to go broke. So here we have our confectionery, I think. I like this setup here. This kind of like privacy filter between the fields and the town. Another sell point down there. I mean, how slow do I have to go to not get a speeding ticket through here? There's the speed camera right there. I'm past it so I can go floor it. Right? I can floor it because I'm past it? Is that the way it works? So the speed camera script, that would be another reason with respect to console compatibility. Or BGA. Now I did try to sell the biogas plant and I was unsuccessful. If you try to sell the BGA, you will get money, the triggers will go away, the building stays. So we've got our dump points, we got our digestate fill point here. We have our draw points for our various fill types. And again, this BGA is going to basically output things that typically would auto be sold. We're going to be able to transport those. We have three-sided silage bunkers, 3 of those. Back here on the back, we cannot sell those as well. Over here we have more the train transfer going on. We have the grocery store and also a large yard where we can buy various products. There's signage here at the top, so we have lime. We have solid fertilizer. We have seed. All of it's in German, but I think you play this long enough, you learn and you pick out a couple German words. So here we have mist, so that is manure by point. Compost. Digestate selling. Herbicide. Liquid manure. And liquid fertilizer. All those are going to be to purchase those. So those are sell points to sell product to you. So here we have our dump points here at the kind of grocery store. Going to make our way more north. See how well we fared on that. So this particular modding team have put out a couple other fairly complex, fairly production-laden 4X maps. If you like this map, it'd definitely be worth checking out their other creations. So, I believe this is... I don't know what this is. Again, I know very basic, very basic German, and I don't know any of that. It would be nice. It would be nice to see something come to the game where we had better multi-language support. We have good localization language support. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's going over there to what I'm guessing is going to be the diesel factory. We've got pretty good localization language support for like menus and fill types and things like that with the game. But it would be nice if we had kind of language support that was further embedded into the map, such that things like this, and of course these are probably modeled in the building and something that wouldn't be easily adjustable by language, but to have a mechanism in the map where you can have your signage be also localized. That would be maybe hard to implement, but very handy for a game that is a global interest. So yeah, this is our diesel and def production. The interactive icon, we have a dump point and a fill point. The fooder work. I don't know what fooder work is. This is going to be our feed production for our mixed rations, pig feed, and chicken feed. Continuing to make our way around the river area. There we have kind of storage Oh, this is going to be our salt area. Saline production. We have our salt works. We have our spinnery, pizza processing, our grain mill, busy sprizz, fish feed, Allsale West, our canning factory, fish farming, again, ideal multiplayer map, and a really cool map where, again, if you load it up in multiplayer farm manager, you get a completely different loadout of the farms than you do in single player. It's one of our buildable zone areas. We have our spinnery. Busy sprizz, I like that sign. Basically direct us over here to our factory. Pallet, dump point, and interactive point there. We have one of the all sell points up there on the hillside. Made our way down here to the south. I believe this was our fish food production. Let's make our way over to the fishery, the fish farm. Oh, we got into a tank slipper. Not a lot of traffic, really. Not really seeing a whole lot of traffic on these roads, which is kind of interesting. You know, some maps, you get a whole bunch of traffic. Like constant line of cars. But here, either maybe there's just so many roads, or maybe it's possible for the map author to define like the amount of traffic. And this map is just defined a light traffic load. Made our way up to a higher elevation, and then we'll have our fish farm here on the left. So, any questions? There you go. You got your fish farm. Get your pallet point, dump point, and interactive point there. The rest of this is just kind of, you know, deco action. Going to go off-roading to try to keep from having to back track a little bit. Oh, sorry. Sorry if I got anyone dizzy there. Oh, we got quite the climb here. You're going to want a tractor. You're going to want a tractor with lots of horsepower on this map to compensate for the elevation changes. Or you're going to want to work the fields very systematically to be working across the hillsides. Here we have a grocery sell point. And this is going to be like a hillside hotel. Overlooking the area down below. Oh, look at that. Right. Those elevation changes. Got the fish farm, the town down below that. Double back, and it's going to take us down to the lower level. We have a restaurant sell point down here. We have another one of the all sell points down below. Let's make our way back up. This will give us a little idea of the elevation change, this in-vehicle perspective. So we have a biogas sell point, biomass. We can sell wood chips and logs. Another fuel point for purchasing and selling. Then we have another DEF filling station. We'll make our way down south. This is where we're going to find our chocolatier. A structure from Erlengrot. So the triggers are going to be inside the large building. Now to our right, we're going to have the farm south. Again, that a multiplayer would be loaded out. We have a water fill point. And now we're going to try to make our way quickly around the eastern side of the map and northern side of the map. This is going to be our carpentry for our furniture and toys. We have our pallet work. So our pallet production. Then we have our sawmill up here. So here we have our sawmill wood chips. Right here. Our wood cell point. We have our pallet spawn point, our interactive point. We have a wood cell trigger there for the train. And the train line. It'd be pretty fun. I'm not going to do it here in the video, but it'd be pretty fun to jump on the train and just ride around the map, seeing the train's perspective. I used to do that back in FS17, a little bit I think in FS19. Would be to take a ride on the train and experience the map from that point of view. Over time we slowly change how we do our videos to add things, take things away. Yeah, we try to provide as much information, or I try to provide as much information to the player before they download the map so they can make an informed decision based on their preferences of gameplay. Another cell point there. Another production and placeable point over there. And then here we have 3 more greenhouses that are again close to the farm south area. Well, thankfully we don't have any more speeding cameras, that's all I can say. No more speed cameras. We have another one of the cell points down here. They're all over the place. I was about to think, you know, we saw during the drive around a ton of tunnels, but we really haven't driven in any yet. Oh, this one's pretty cool. We've got fans, ventilation fans, kind of traffic lights to inform you, keep moving and all that. Kind of thought they would pop up sooner. Our compost production. We have our dump point, we have our fill point, and our interactive point. And this is going to be our, what is this? This is our special food production. So I think this is going to be mineral feed and a silage additive. Yep, special feed and fermenting additive. So we've got our cheese factory, pasta factory, our bakery, catering service, deli salad production. And this is where we started, our main farm. So we've come around a fair bit. Get back over to here. Make our way back up. We have our cheese shop. I believe I said that what that was. I'm always impressed with maps that make use of elevation changes that are, they're able to think kind of in 3D, not only the flat plane, north, south, east, west, but also the vertical plane with roads crisscrossing over and under and things. For the catering service. So we have our interactive point, our dump point, our pallet point. Deli salad production going on here. Now this road is just going to loop around. It will allow us to get those other productions that we've missed. Maybe a little tunnel action. No, we don't want to do that. But again, I really like that setup. The tunnel design is really well done here. It's a really top-notch map, and again, like I said, as I've kind of progressed through my farm sim journey, I moved from favoring and preferring and enjoying the prospect of playing these complex maps, these maps with lots of production, lots of moving parts to manage, to more of a chill, laid-back deal. So here we have our bakery. For our breads and rolls. I do like to see that particular production had a train and dump point. We can bring product in on train to supply the bakery. Let's go this way. But just because this map really isn't my preference anymore, it does not in any way diminish the quality of this work. One's ability to appreciate the complexity of this work and what went into to putting this together. Thinking it through, plotting it out, planning it out. I mean, the road network, this is a complex road network just in itself. So we have our animal dealer. Right here. Oh, look at that. Look at that hotel up there on the hill. Lovely bridge. And now we're on the other side of the river. Kind of making our way up. Oh, let's throw that. That's sad and nice all at the same time. We've got a memorial. RK54. Administrator of the LS mapping team. 2020. All is well. This road is going to be where we would have come out if we did take that tunnel. There we have our starting farm. We've kind of made a full circle around. It's going to be that lime and stone facility. We have a pizzeria sell point. This road is going to take us straight up to the northern farm. Farm North. Again, there's nothing up there now in single player. But we do have a train transfer area. Transfer product if that was a built-out farm. As well as three greenhouses are going to be up here. That red cabbage is awful vibrant. So over here to our left, we've got a buildable plot. We have 3 greenhouses. We have the farm north that again would have been built out in multiplayer farm manager. We have another buy all sell point up here. It's pretty much what all of those buildings that are orange in color are. I'm going to try to conclude the video at that hotel that's overlooking the valley. I do know that we're going to be missing some of the items that are here. But this video is already long enough. So our last scoring metric, player and interactive areas being clearly marked. Yes. With everything that is going on here, everything that I've seen so far makes me feel and conclude that things are about as clearly indicated as they're going to get. When you get to one of these areas, you're going to be able to figure out what goes where without too much hassle, too much work. So we've got two different productions going on here. Of course, one's ability to know German would be very, very handy here. So we have the pulp plant. We have another sawmill, and then we have our hotel. That's where we want to ultimately get to. So we have our pulp plant. So we're going to begin the map a full point there. Those keeping score at home. If you haven't lost track, that's going to give this map another 5 out of 5. We haven't had a lot of maps with 5 out of 5s recently, so we have our wood sell point there. Quite an accomplishment for a map this complex with this many things going on. A good way of basically saying that these guys know what they're doing, right? And they pay attention to details, and they don't get overwhelmed. Everything is put in methodically placed, triggers put down, markers put down. Definitely not a rush job. Another general purpose sell point. I would love to know your all's thoughts down in the comments below with respect to this map. If you are a PC player, is this the type of map that you kind of get into? Either one, a 4X map, two, a map with a ton of stuff going on, a ton of additional crops, massive amount of productions. Are you like me? Do you maybe shy away from maps like this nowadays? Who's looking to play this in multiplayer? Farm manager, get 3 farms going on. Maybe get 4 or 5. I don't know if you can get 5 folks. You get probably 3 or 4 folks per farm easy. And get yourself, 9 to 12 players on this map. All going to town. Trying to keep up with all the various productions. All the fields, all the farms. Just look at that view. Look at that view. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And until next time, happy farming.